Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to a new video with me, Fuzzball40. As always, if you're new around here, please do consider subscribing down below, clicking the like button, all that good stuff. Hopefully by now you've seen the video on Capgun Tom's channel. If you haven't done that yet, make sure you click on Capgun Tom's channel. We did a team takedown. We've also got another team takedown going live on this channel tomorrow, so keep a lookout for that. But this video, I wanted to bring together one simplistic video with a title that you guys see, and it's essentially the ultimate silver trading guide. I want to make sure you guys know exactly how to make coins from trading with silver cards. There is no more effective method in terms of profit than this. Do not forget, if you want to watch me do this live, right now I'm live on Twitch. Click the link down below, come over to Twitch and check out foottrading.co.uk. An absolutely huge update went on live with that yesterday. The buying prices for chemistry star players is now over 800 players on there. We've also got nearly 100 icons on there. So check out foottrading.co.uk for all your trading needs. It will help you make lots of coins. But I digress. You guys all know by now that I trade with silvers. I don't need to go into too much detail about like myself and my trading of silvers. We all know that's what I do. But the thing about silvers that I think a lot of you don't understand is it's all about patience and buying in at the right times, okay? So the first thing to note is today is Thursday. It is the best day, bar none, to buy silvers. If you buy them at the right prices tonight, no matter what happens, you will make profit. It's just a fact. The market will always rise after tonight. It's just a case of when the market will rise. So let's break it down simplistically for you in terms of silver cards, right? The reason silver cards are expensive, the specific silver cards I'm going to talk to you about right now, is because you need those cards for league SBCs. Certain clubs only have silvers in that position. Certain clubs only have silvers full stop, or mainly silvers in general. But the main reason that they hold a value is because people do not periodically open up silver cards, silver packs for silver cards. No one does. The only time people really get silvers from onto the market and whatever is part of rewards or marquee matchups or SBC sort of pack rewards. That's when silver supply hits the market. And so that's why silvers are rarer, they're more expensive. It's just basic sort of economics. The rarer a card is, the harder it is to get hold of, the more expensive it is. That's why silvers hold a value. Now the question mark that you guys always say to me is, how do I know what to buy the cards in for? I don't. I only know that because I go and check their prices. Now, if you're a website subscriber, you don't need to worry about this because you've got every day we update that spreadsheet with the buy price for you guys and then you sell it. The question mark I always get as well is, when do I sell these players? And the simple answer to when you sell those players is when you're happy with the profit. Now, I'll give you a basic run through of what I look for in terms of profit. Any card below 1,500 to 2,000 coins, I'm happy with about 500 to 1,000 coins profit. 2,000 to... let's say 2,000 to sort of 5,000. I'm looking for 1k if I possibly can get 1k out of it. That's sort of what I want. 5,000 plus, I realistically want at least 2k out of it to make it worth my while to buy these cards, okay? Now, the reason why I say this is the most profitable way to trade on FIFA is there's no other way that you can go and put, I don't know, 1,000 coins into a card and get double your money back, because you can sometimes buy at 1,000 and sell for 2,000. If you guys have been watching the 0 to 2 million, I bought a load of ARPs, which is a Bayern Munich silver striker, for under 1,000 coins. We then sold those for over 3,000 coins. So there are very few methods on this game that gives you that percentage of return, okay? But that's essentially why silver's expensive, why we trade with silvers, and that's what the whole point is with silvers, okay? That's the most important thing to note with silvers. It's the why. I want to teach you guys more of the why. Now it's the how, okay? Silvers always hold a relatively stable value on the market. Certain teams are more expensive than others because they're really silver heavy. Some teams that you can potentially fit a gold into a position that's silver, meaning silvers don't hold quite the same value, okay? But the reason why they hold that value is because you need them for the League SBC. But that value changes based upon supply. Supply happens mainly on a Thursday for marquee matchups. Marquee matchups usually sees 2, 3 or 4 silver packs get opened up, and the market then gets flooded with silvers and they drop in prices. Everyone undercuts each other. Because let's say, for example, Tom here has a card that's worth 4,000 coins. He puts it on the market. Jason comes along and says, right, let me undercut to 3,700. And then Liam comes along and says, actually, I'm going to undercut to 3,400. Then someone else comes along and says 3,000. I'm running out of names here. 3,000. And then someone else says 2,500. And it snowballs from there. And the market comes down and you buy in at that price, okay? So that's the simplistic way of thinking about it. That's what happens. But the reason why it's so effective is because pretty much everybody on this game opens up marquee matchup packs. Very few people don't do marquee matchups. They usually guarantee profit in terms of what the cost is of doing them towards return that you get back from opening those packs up. So that's that. So now what we do is we mark down. You guys should be doing the exact same thing right now. Is once you've watched this, mark down the price that you see these cards at when you search them. I'm going to give you all the filters that you need for the most expensive teams. I wanted to put it into one video, so you guys have got this video as simple as we can, alright? So, first thing to look at, always set your filter to silver. You don't want to be picking up random bronzes or golds you don't need. It's always, always silver, okay? Then League, Premier League. The first team, AFC Bournemouth. Look at their left backs. That's simple. AFC Bournemouth left backs. Check their price, okay? Aston Villa, left backs and centre backs. They're the two you want to look at for them. Norwich, you want to look at. I'm not going to fit the filter for everyone because it takes too long. Norwich, you are looking for centre backs, CDMs and CMs. They're the most effective ones to trade with for Norwich. Centre backs, CDMs and CMs. Okay. Sheffield United, you are looking for right wing back. You're looking for centre mids, cams. You are looking for strikers. They're the most effective ones to go with for Sheffield United. Okay. Ligue 1, the main team here, I'm pretty sure everyone knows this by now, it's Dijon. And you are looking at absolutely every single player that isn't a winger. It's that simple. So right backs, left backs, centre backs, CDMs, CMs, cams, strikers. Everything that isn't a winger for Dijon. You can buy the wingers, but you don't need them for the SBC, so I advise avoiding that. And then Metz, you're looking at all their defenders. The next team is Metz. You are looking at all of their defenders. I find that right backs tend to sell better than left backs, but that's just what you need to know. Metz, you're looking at defenders. It's as simple as that, okay? Serie A. Again, you pretty much all know this by now. Brescia is the main team in Serie A, like strongly. You're looking at absolutely every single position in Brescia's team. There's not even a debate. You want to look at goalkeepers, you want to look at right backs, you want to look at left backs, you want to look at centre backs, you want to look at CDM, not CDM, they've got any. You want to look at centre mids, you want to look at cams, you want to look at strikers. They've got a left mid called Zimrao. He's perfect. They all bounce back. You want to be buying all those players. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the prices you want to be buying at, but you want to be marking down these prices every Thursday at minimum, but you can do it other times. Sometimes on Tuesdays, we get UCL marking matchups. You can buy in there too, okay? Also looking at Cagliari. Cagliari, you're mainly looking at the defence, which is right back, centre back, and left back. Again, note their price down. Go and do that right now. Note their price down. But right back, centre back, left back. Next one after them is Parma. You want to look at Parma's right backs and centre backs. Without fail, they're the best at sell. I've tested all of these out. Right backs and centre backs are the best for Parma. Trying to think of like another really good one that I think is decent. Torino's goalkeeper. Now, he can be very temperamental, this guy. Is it Rosati is his name? He can be really expensive or really, really cheap. And it all depends on what 84 fodder's doing, because the only other keeper they've really got is Sirigu. So if Sirigu's high because of an SBC, Rosati rises with him. If Sirigu's low, Rosati drops with him. So just be mindful of that. Always just be mindful of Rosati. He's really good to buy into, but he can also fluctuate quite highly with fodder, okay? So Rosati's one you need to be mindful of. He's very good and profitable, but he can also screw you over. Bundesliga, again, you probably know this by now, but Dusseldorf, all of their silver defenders, You're also looking at their CDMs, you're looking at their cams, and you're looking at their strikers. They're the ones that I like trading with the most. Centre-backs of Dusseldorf can be very temperamental as well, so just be mindful of that. You do centre-backs, but obviously they've got goal centre-backs, so just be mindful of that. But the centre-backs can be used instead of a right-back, for example, and a left-back, for example, which are a bit more expensive. That's Dusseldorf. Paderborn, anyone that does League SBCs knows that Paderborn is extortionately expensive. Extortionately expensive because it is a very, very, very silver-heavy team. So Paderborn, you're looking at right-backs. Ignore me, you're not looking at right-backs, I'm talking nonsense. You're looking at centre-backs, all their central players, basically. Centre-backs, CDMs, CMs, and their strikers. That's what you want for Paderborn. It is the most expensive team, so they are an exception to the rule I'm about to teach you, but just be mindful, you don't buy in too high because you will lose coins in the short term if you sell too quickly. And then the last team you're looking at is Union Berlin, and you literally want to get pretty much every single position for them that isn't a winger. The wingers do sell, but I don't bother trading with them. I don't think it's worth your while. Right back, centre back, left back, CDMs, CMs, and strikers. They're the best sellers for Union Berlin. They will make you lots and lots and lots of coins. And then finally, La Liga Santander. Osasuna. You want to look at CDM, CM, Cam. For Osasuna, that's CDM, CM, Cam. You also want to look at Granada, and you want to look at their right backs and left backs. And Mallorca, you want to look at their centre backs. They're the main ones that you need to worry about. Stick to major leagues if you haven't got access to the spreadsheet, because they'll always be the ones that are quickest to bounce back because people need them. Now, I've told you the filters. Now let's talk about prices. You should mark down every single Thursday at about 5:30. You should mark down the price of all of those filters, okay? All those cards should be marked down. The reason for that is, on a Thursday, we get our supply. You know what the market is at and what the market solidly usually is at, okay? Then what happens is the markets crash down and you are looking for a 40% drop, okay? A 40% drop from the price they were at 6 o'clock. So if there are 10,000 coins but at 6 o'clock or before 6 o'clock, you're looking at 6,000 coins. Some of this does require a bit of intelligence, I'm not going to lie to you. The reason why I say that is because there are times we don't get as much supply or people hold their packs because they think a promo's coming, so the market will not drop off as much. So if you're flicking through all your filters that you've got and you see a drop off but it's not a mad drop off, it's maybe 5k players coming down to 4k or 3k players coming down to 2.2k, and you're thinking, okay, well, all the cards are doing this, almost all the cards are doing this on the market, that usually is an indicator that you can buy in higher. Now, I don't advise always buying in higher, I always advise the 40% rule, but that is a simplistic way to look at it, but you can use your own brain. A lot of my guys, even with the spreadsheets, go, actually, Paderborn didn't drop as much. Because Paderborn is a rare silver club, you'll find that very rarely will you see a 40% drop off in Paderborn. You'll very, very rarely see a 40% drop off. What you do tend to see is a 20% drop off, maybe a 30% drop off if you're lucky. So that's something to just be mindful of, that you look for a 40% drop off, but if the market doesn't come down anywhere near enough, like if the 40% drop off isn't there, then you can buy in higher. But I would just be careful with that, especially if it's your first time. I would look for 40% and be stringent on my 40%. I can't stress that enough. Now, when we talk about selling, I tell you guys to sell when you are happy with the profit, because that's the simplistic way to do it. I sell when I'm happy with the profit. I have a sort of set marker that I go for with my cards, and I say, right, I want X amount from each card as much as possible. However, selling can happen next day because the market's come up enough and you can just go bang and sell. But there are guys that I have in my Discord that don't do next day. They do not do next day silvers. They do it on Tuesday. They just go, I'm not going to bother about these. I'm going to literally chill, sit there, relax on these guys until next Tuesday, and then they sell on the Tuesday when they believe the market comes up. That is something else you can do. That's something else I know a lot of people do, and people are super, super effective with doing that. Like a Pokemon, they're super effective at making coins that way, because they just go, right, I bought these 60 silvers, I leave them on my transfer pile, and they just sit there. They just sit there and chill. It's not stress to them. They just relax on it and go, okay, cool. I forget they exist until Tuesday. Do I advise that personally? No. I advise checking the price every day. If you're not happy with the profit or you want to go for more, then just chill. Chill on them, but check the price every day. I'd be checking them consistently. I'd be checking them at least every sort of morning and evening just to see what they're doing. Things that will affect your rise, more silver supply. So let's say, for example, tonight marquee matchups drops and we get silver supply, right? Then tomorrow the market comes up a little bit, but I might hold because I'm thinking, right, I've got a lot of coins. I've got a lot of coins here. I don't need to do anything, so I'm going to hold them. But then the promo gets dropped tomorrow, and the daily SBC is a silver pack. So let's say a rare Electrum pack. That rare Electrum pack will hold the market down because more supply comes onto the market. So imagine it's like a scale. We're taking it off, and as you're taking it off, it gets lighter, so it rises a little bit, and then bang, we put more on, and it weighs it back down again. That's how you've got to think about it. So that's why you've got to be on the ball with trading. You've got to be looking at the cards and going, okay, cool. That pack SBC means supply, which means I'm going to have to hold for longer. Or you take a risk. There is an element of risk and reward. There's always an element of risk and reward here. So you think, right, I want more coins, I'm going to hold. What you worry about, and what I worry about when I hold too long is, essentially, is there going to be more supply that's going to affect my investment? Because remember, you can hold for more profit. You can really hold for more profit, and that's fine. The problem you have when you hold is that profit you're making already can be reinvested into more silvers at that 6 p.m. drop. And you don't really want, in the same way you wouldn't want just to leave your money on the side, it's ideally best placed in a savings account making you interest. You realistically want to get those cards, buy them up, sell them, make your profit back, and then reinvest in more. And that becomes a cycle. You keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, to the point where we now have guys that I know that are making 1 million coins a week just trading with silvers. It's really, really, really the way that it goes. And this is a really simplistic method you can do alongside League SBC method. So if you want to trade, and you guys have been watching League SBC method, if you want to trade with those silvers and do your trading with them. And then in your other grind, do your League SBCs. And the reason why it's such a great mix is you start to learn how the silver market works, how it reacts to supply, how it reacts to other things. You learn that and you master League SBC method even better, because you can go, right, like I was talking to you the other day about feeding your club as and when you need to. You go, right, I do need to focus on silvers now. So let me spend this week building up, continually building up my club till Thursday's drop, and then bam, I'm going to go and spend 100k on silvers that would normally be 250k. I'm going to put those into League SBCs, and I've got a whole week then to recycle every single league on the game. That's why silvers work so well with League SBC methods, and that's why low budget methods work super, super well. Hopefully this is making sense to you. Hopefully it has made sense to you. But to sum it up, check your prices 5:30 p.m. for your filters without fail. 5:30 p.m. is a good time to do it. It's as close to 6 o'clock as possible, so they will be super, super accurate. Look for a 40% drop. Until you get more experience, always look for a 40% drop in the price of silvers. However, if the market doesn't come down enough and you're seeing all of the cards going down by 20, 30%, that's a sign you can usually buy in at that price. When to sell? You sell when you're happy with the profit. Do not hold too long. But if you're not happy with the profit, there's no harm in holding. The only way you make a loss is by selling those cards way, way too early. It doesn't make sense to sell those way, way too early. You need to sell them realistically at the right time when it comes into it. But you want to make sure, without fail, that you're best optimizing your profit. If you can take profit and it's good profit, take it every single time. If you can take profit, take it. I stress it enough because you can then reinvest it 100%. And always look out for promos. Promos bring the silver market up tenfold. The market spikes because everyone does League SBC method, grinds out packs from League SBCs to open up packs for whatever promo is coming out. It looks like we're getting a promo tomorrow, so just be mindful of that. We should see a half decent bounce back into tomorrow as people take the silver cards off the market. But that is going to be the end of the video. If you are new around here, please do subscribe down below, click the like button, all that good stuff. It's massively appreciated. But for now, I am out. Peace out. I will speak to you soon.